children, welcome to the online classes of Mother India Public School. Today again we'll be discussing the chapter 2 magnetic effect of electric current. Today we'll be discussing about the clock phase rule, and then we'll be discussing about the Fleming's left hand rule, kicking experiment and all. So let us begin with it. Now talking about the electromagnetism and electromagnet. Already we have discussed about electromagnet and a solenoid. Now let me tell you the difference. A solenoid is a simple coil of the insulated wire. Through its core, no material is there. Means no magnetic substance is kept between the core of the wire. And when it is connected to the battery, it will work like a magnet. This is known as a solenoid. But when you insert a soft iron or any magnetic material between its core, then it is behaving like a electromagnet. So we can say that an electromagnet is a magnet which consists of a long coil of insulated copper wire wrapped around a soft iron core that is magnetized only when the electric current is passing through the coil. An electromagnet is a more powerful magnet comparative to that of a solenoid because it already has magnetism induced in the soft iron also due to the magnetism produced outside it. So we can say an electromagnet is a magnet which consists of a long coil of insulated copper wire wrapped around a soft iron core that is magnetized only when electric current is passed through the coil. Steel is not used for making electromagnet as it does not get demagnetized when the current is switched off, but the soft iron does. It gets demagnetized. You can see a coil of the solenoid over here. You can see the arrow marked upward. The arrow marked upward shows the current entering through the coil. And if you stand towards your face towards the coil, then you will see the current is entering in the clockwise direction. Now you can see the north pole and the south pole marked over there. The clockwise direction, if the current enters, then it will be a south pole, and from the other end where the current is leaving will be a north pole. Now if the current enters in the clockwise direction, then a north pole will be formed at that face, and the other end with obvious will be a south pole. You can see the north pole and south pole marked over there with the direction of the current. So according to the clock rule, when an observer looking at the face of the coil finds the current to be flowing in anti-clockwise direction, then the face of the coil will behave like the north pole. While if the current is in the clockwise direction, the face of the coil will behave like the south pole. What is MRI? Due to the flow of ions in our body, a weak electric current flows in it, mainly through our heart and brain, which produces a weak magnetic field. And this magnetic field is used. So MRI is magnetic resonance imaging. It is used to obtain images of the internal parts of our body. It has a very important use in the medical diagnosis because it helps the doctors to see inside of our body. Now our next topic is force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. You can see this setup of an experiment over here. This experiment was performed by Henri Marie Ampere and is also known as Ampere's experiment. They suggested that the magnet also exerts an equal and opposite force on a current carrying conductor. Now a magnet exerts a mechanical force on a current carrying conductor wire, and if the wire is free to move, this force can produce motion in the wire. This can be explained with the help of Newton's third law of motion. You all have studied Newton's third law in the 9th class, okay, which says that every action has equal and opposite reaction. So, If a current carrying wire exerts a force on the magnet, then what will happen? The magnet in turn will exert the force on the wire. Now you can see a small setup over here. A U-shaped magnet is kept and the wire connected with the battery is kept between the two poles. As soon as the current flows through the wire, what will happen? It exerts a force on the magnet and the magnet in turn exerts the force on the wire, because of which the wire moves. Now you can see this setup again. See, this experiment is also known as the kicking wire experiment. You can see a vertical stand over here and a clamp on which a circuit is made. You can see this. One end of the wire is connected to the negative terminal and on the other end is connected to the positive terminal with the help of a switch. Now a plate is there, copper plate is there, which is kept in between the two ends of the magnet. You can see the north pole and the south pole marked on it. As soon as the switch is on, the current flows through the wire and the wire exerts the force on the magnet and magnet in turn exerts the force on the wire, which makes the wire to move to one side. Now you can see the setup. The displacement in the conductor will be maximum. That means the wire will be maximum displaced when the direction of the current will be at right angles to the direction of the magnet. Okay, when the current is at 90° to the direction of magnet, that the displacement in the conductor will be maximum. Direction of the force is reversed on reversing the direction of current. Means if we change the polarity of the battery, negative is made positive and positive is made negative now, then the direction in which the wire was kicked will be in opposite direction. Now to find the direction of the wire, means in which direction the wire will be kicked, can be find out with the help of the Fleming's left hand rule. So let us study this. Fleming's left hand rule states that the direction of the force applied to the current carrying wire is perpendicular to both the direction of the current as well as to the magnetic field. So, if you stretch your forefinger, middle finger and the thumb at 90° to each other, you can see it in the figure given, then the middle finger points in the direction of the current, the forefinger points in the direction of the magnetic field and the thumb will be pointing in the direction of the current. All three fingers are perpendicular to each other. Now you can see my left hand. I am stretching out my fingers. See, this is the forefinger, the middle finger and the thumb. The three are at 90° to each other. The middle finger points in the direction of the current. The forefinger points in the direction of the magnetic field and the thumb points in the direction of the current. Now here are few question answers for you. A current carrying wire of length is placed perpendicular to the uniform magnetic field. Then the force acting on the wire will be maximum on the wire. The next one, why does a compass needle get deflected when brought near a bar magnet? When the compass is kept near a bar magnet, it is a small permanent magnet. So it interacts with the field of the bar magnet and it shows the magnetic, it detects the magnetic field and gets deflected when brought near a bar magnet. Okay, next one. Draw magnetic field lines around a bar magnet. You can see the magnetic field already we have discussed. The magnetic field lines will be closed loop, curved loop, which will be running from north to south, and the intensity will be maximum at the two poles. The farther the line, the weaker the magnetic field. Now the next one, list the properties of magnetic line of forces. Already discussed, the field lines are called closed curves. They emerge from north to south and move to the south pole. Inside the magnet, the direction is south to north, and outside it is from north pole to the south pole. They never intersect each other. Wherever they are closer, the field is stronger, and wherever they are far apart, the field is weaker. Now come to the next one. Why don't two magnetic field lines force intersect each other? Because at the point of intersection, there will be two directions, which is not possible. At that particular point, one cannot move in two different directions. So this is not possible, and hence they don't intersect with each other. Next one, choose the correct option. The magnetic field inside a long straight solenoid carrying current is zero, decrease as we move towards it, increases as we move towards its end, or is same at all the points. The answer is it is same at all the points because inside the magnet the field is uniform. So for a uniform field it will be same. The next one, which of the following property of a proton can change while it moves freely inside a magnetic field? The answer will be velocity and momentum. As the proton enters the magnetic field, it experiences the force. The magnetic force will act perpendicular to the velocity of the particle, which cause circular motion. Hence, the velocity and momentum of the proton changes. Next one, a positively charged particle, that is alpha particle, projected towards west is deflected towards north by the magnetic field. The direction of the field is towards south, towards east, downwards or upward. Answer is upward. You can apply the Fleming's left hand rule over here. So according to the Fleming's rule, the middle finger points in the direction of the current, the forefinger in the direction of magnetic field, and thumb points in the direction of force. So accordingly you apply. See, the direction of the positively charged alpha particle is towards west as given. Direction of current will be same, that is towards the west. So keep your fingers accordingly and find out the direction. Now, according to the Fleming's left hand rule, if I open up all the three fingers, the middle finger, the forefinger and the thumb, let us see, the current moves in the west direction. Okay, so this is the direction of the current. I am pointing this out in the west direction, suppose. Okay, let the thumb be pointing up in the north direction. Okay, now open up the third finger, that is the finger showing in the, you can see this. Okay, suppose this is the direction of current in west, this is the direction of the force on the current on the proton. So open up the third finger, that is in the direction of the magnetic field. It will be upward. This shows the direction of the magnetic field. Now in the next segment we will be discussing about the electric motor and generator.